Hello, my crafty friends. Well, we're going to finish putting this journal together today. Um, I've got some wallpaper that I'm going to use for my pages, and I've made it into 4 small signatures. I think there's 3 sheets in 2 of these and 4 sheets in 2 of them. So I think that should be enough to finish our study. But if it's not, I can add more to it. So that's one of the nice things about making this the way I am. I also got some wallpaper to use to cover up the inside of our cover. And I'm going to start with that. First thing I'm going to do is glue this down. And I'm just going to use art glitter glue. I usually have good luck with this. So, let's see. I'm just going to put quite a bit here. And then I'm going to put some down in here. I think that will be good. And we'll go ahead and glue this down. We're going to start by doing it on this side, and then make sure it's really glued down into the ditch there. That's one reason I didn't put all the glue on at once, because I want to make sure this sticks down here and isn't going to come up as I move on to the next part. This, it's hard to see in the camera, but there we go. This is kind of a leathery looking wallpaper, and so I think it'll look nice inside. Let me bring you down a little bit and see if that'll help with the light issue. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Okay, that didn't change anything. Let's see if I can bring the brightness up a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, we're going to go with that for now. If you've been watching me for a while, you know light in my studio is a never-ending battle to try and get the colors right. I need to get some lighting, but there are other priorities at the moment, like car repairs. Anyway, new subject. We're going to work on this, but that looks like that's working well right there. So now we're going to add glue over here. And then across. I'm having trouble getting it in my, there we go. Okay. takes a little while to get that to do what it's supposed to do, so get that out of the way. Two reasons we're doing the inside first. Even though we're using the same wallpaper, it probably wouldn't really be a big deal. But I want to cover these edges for one thing. But the other reason is that it can sit and dry while I'm doing the rest. And then I can poke my holes in it to put my signatures in. So, because I want this to be as dry as it can be before I try to punch holes in it. Okay, now, hopefully, I just noticed how uneven this is. Hopefully it'll be okay. It won't make any difference. Well, actually, this almost looks like it's going to go all the way to the edge anyway. So I may end up having to actually trim this down a little bit. Oh, maybe it's this way. Yeah, because I do want, I think, a little bit of the edge of the page to show. I don't want this to go over the edges. Okay, so I am going to need to trim, I don't know, about 3/4 of an inch off of each one. Okay, now then, hopefully I did not take too much off. I just realized that this is not going to be perfect down here. And I had cut a piece that matched these, but I evidently had them turned this direction when I did it, and I didn't realize it. So that's okay. We're going to call it good. It'll look pretty anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and just go around the edges. And then we're going to go inside. This glue holds pretty well, so I think we don't need to overdo it. I do, however, want more coverage at the edges. Okay. There we go. If you have access to some wallpaper sample books, they're really good to use for a lot of things, but You can use them like you use scrapbook paper, except they're a little sturdier. Okay, now let's do this one. Okay, glue this one down. There we go. All right, we're gonna just let that sit there a minute, and I'm gonna show you the through with the glue. I'm going to show you how I'm planning to bind it. I'm going to poke 4 holes here and 4 holes down here. And then I'm going to run this elastic. Basically it's going to be like coming out and then back in and then down inside and then out and back in and down inside, and we're going to have 4 pieces inside, but we won't have anything outside except some of the elastic running across here, and 2 buttons on the top and 2 buttons on the bottom. So it should be pretty easy to do if I can get this to be punched good, and if I have enough string. Let's check. I think there should be plenty. This is all I have, so I'm hoping it's enough. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I got plenty. Okay. I'm not going to cut it until I get finished. That way I won't cut off more than I need and not have enough for another project. So we're just going to let that sit a minute, and we're going to talk about signatures. I'm using wallpaper for my signatures, and in the last one I used kind of vintagey flower wallpaper, and I ended up covering up most of it. And I think it would be fun to try not to cover this up, but I don't know how it'll turn out. You never know till that day what I'm going to want to do, so I may end up covering a lot of these up too. But I've just got these out of a wallpaper book that has like industrial wallpaper that looks like metal or like stone, and I guess this is supposed to look like tiles. I really like that one. And here's one with some rivets and some wood, some more of the tiles. I think these are wood tiles. And this one looks like stones and some more wood and some bricks. So I've got those 4, and I think I've got 3 pages and then 4 pages and then 3 pages and then 4 pages. so that way I can have the amount I think I'm going to need, but still have them split up into 4 signatures so that it will spread out and maybe not get as puffy. That is my hope. Okay, now these signatures fit, kind of tightly in here. Because of that, I will need to make my holes. This is one of the reasons I'm using such small buttons. Let me move my camera up just a little bit so you can see better. One of the reasons I'm using small buttons is because I need these to go as close to the top as I can. And so this way I can put them, fairly close to the top and still have the buttons be inside here. So that's one reason I'm using such small buttons, because the signatures really take up all the space they can. I used as big a pages as I could. I could cut them down, but it just so happened that the width of my wallpaper sample books were this wide and it fit. So I just, instead of wasting some, I just made it that size. So, and then I tried to make the height where it kind of matched how much width we had. Okay, and I'm not sure if it's better to go from the top or I think it'd be better, since we just glued this, to go from in here to do my holes. Because let's measure them and mark them. That's much wiser. Let's mark them so I don't make some kind of bad mistake I can't correct. Okay. And I'm going to do, okay, let's go this way. Let's see for me. Okay. Now I want the holes to be centered. And this is where I have to kind of do some thinking here, because I don't want a hole right in the center, because that's where, because I'm only doing 4 holes. If I was doing 5 holes, I could do one in the middle and that would make things easier. I think I'm going to do one 3/8 of an inch in. And then 3 more. But I'm not sure I can get 2 buttons side by side there, so let's, oh wait, the buttons are going to go inside those. So that'll be fine. That will be fine. Okay. I'm trying to, that's one nice thing about this being clear, is that I can line it up over here. Okay. And I'm probably going to go just a tiny bit above these marks because I think I got a little too close. I can't see that under there. So let's remark them with a white pen. That'll make it easier. Hopefully, that'll make it easier. Okay, let's see if we can get this to punch. Oh, dandy. And it did punch all the way through. Yay. Okay. One more on this side. I don't have any eyelets that are thick enough to go through this, so I'm just going to not put any eyelets, and I'm going to hope for the best on here. Okay. And one more. Okay. Now hopefully this will be pretty easy. If I can find where I put my buttons. Okay. Let's get these out of the way. Okay, we're going to start here and go out there. Now, one thing is we're going to have to go, I wasn't thinking about that, but we're going to have to go all the way through this. So let's, okay. And then we're going to go back in through the second hole. Okay, so it looks like this. I may have to do this in 2 parts. I wasn't thinking about that. I think I will probably do this in 2 parts. And I'll explain to you why in just a second here. Okay, when we come down here and I go out, if I go back in here and up and down around, then I'll have this one and this one to tie together, and that'll mess things up. So, so we're going to just do 2 of them and then do the other 2, which works out just fine because since we're doing them all from one side, it doesn't really matter. Come on. Okay. And now back through here. And then in here I've got this one and this one. And I think I want to save a little bit more of my no, wrong way. Okay. Now then. There we go. Now we're going to tie these together. Okay, let's tighten it a little bit more. Oh, I need some scissors. Okay. Okay. Now that we know we're going to do it this way, I'm just going to go ahead and cut my stuff since I don't have to worry about how much extra. Put this through here. And then we're going to take this one out here. And then back in. Okay. And then we're going to tie this one off in here. All right. And that easy. We have room for our signatures. And we made it tight enough to hold them in good, but not tight enough to bend our wallpaper. So there we've got 4 signatures in place and a journal that's ready to go. So I'm excited. And I think we're going to start working in this one next week. So that'll be great. God bless you and have a great day.